Do you wanna be a mangaka? Kinda, yeah. Like, if I built up enough skill, and if I had the stamina, and if I could go to Japan, and I would want to be published in Japan, because honestly, not a lot of American mangakas, which have a American manga, they just don't make it that big. Like, Mark Curley, I like him. I don't personally love his style that he does in Miki Falls, plus I've never seen that in the bookstore. But then there are the people who do, like, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like, that's always put in with manga. And they made a movie. And honestly, I haven't bought it, but I've read some of it and I love it. I like it a lot. So, yeah. But I also kind of want to be a children's book author because I don't really like children's books. I want to make them awesome and adventure-y, and I would want to make it so, like, they're cool when they're kids and they're totally into it, and they go back and they, like, realize, like, all this shit is actually representative of this shit. They'd be like, I like to make people geek out. That's what I want to do. I want to make people get really geeky all up in here and just make them feel all those great fangirl guy emotions. So that's what I want to do, but I think being a mangaka would be a good outlet for that. Or even like a director of my own series, like that would be awesome. So yeah, there's an answer to that question. Question 10, who's your favorite Uchiha? Sasuke, I guess. Because, guys, I don't really watch Naruto. I don't know that much about Naruto. I know who his parents are, surprisingly. I know what they look like. But, you know, I don't really know a lot about Naruto, so let's just go with Sasuke, even though Sasuke's kind of a douchebag. But whatever. Question 11. I actually wrote this down wrong, but whatever. How and why did you get into yaoi? From Kirsten. That all goes back to when I was about 10 years old. And you guys are probably thinking, like, oh shit, what happened to her? What tragedy happened to her? But it's actually a long story. Actually, I'm going to shorten it so it's not that long. But anyway, it was back when we all used Photobucket, and when that was like the shit to find all your favorite stuff. And we were searching Avatar: The Last Airbender, or at least I was, and I totally remember where this was. This was at my friend's house on her shitty computer, and we were just like waiting for each picture to load, and it was like, Aang and Katara. I need to go to bed. Never mind. Aang and Katara, and then like Zuko and Mai, and like Toph and Sokka, and I was like, they're not together. And you know, we kept like clicking through every picture, and then there was this one picture that I have found again because I love it. But it was Sokka and Zuko making out. And it was in that one episode where Sokka's waiting for Suki, and then Zuko walks in and he just makes that face, and Sokka's like the rose in his mouth, and it's like that scene from that episode. And all my friends were like, eh, because you could see tongue. And I was just like, what? That's amazing! And they were like, no! And I was like, yes! And then it fell into number 6, which is very popular right now because I watched it a couple years ago, and it's in 0.6, and the manga just got published, and guys, they kiss. They're 2 guys and they kiss. And it was that, and then it led into Sekai Ichi Hatsukoi. And then just like, there goes the bullet train because I'm totally into this. And then, you know, I watched Ginger Romantica, and let me refuel. I was really cold. Oh my goodness. I just got on my teeth. But anyway, yeah, you just start watching it, and you just totally, like, fall into it, and you start reading it, and, like, today I read, like, 5 of them, so. But, it all goes back to Photobucket. Okay, so, question 12. Favorite anime opening of all time, and I'm going to do the ending as well, just because those are, like, peas in a pod. But probably Fairy Ride from Durarara. It's the first opening. I can listen to that song for, like, ever. I love that song. And then my favorite ending right now is probably B from, it's not like B, the letter, it's like B-E in English, by the songwriters for Devil Survivor 2, the animation. Honestly, I started watching that, and I just, like, fell off a cliff and didn't continue watching it, but I loved the ending for that. Like, if you listen to it with really good headphones on, you're just, like, foaming at the mouth. It's such a good song. That's probably an exaggeration. Yes! thinking of words when they come to my head. Question 13, and she did question 13 through 16. She asked all these questions, and sorry, I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, but Nima Higgins, I think that's how you pronounce your name, asks, who is your favorite English voice actor? I looked into this question so much, like, I started watching, like, hour-long panels with people, and I narrowed it down to 2, just for you guys, so I didn't have to memorize a bunch of names, but, Michael J. Tatum and Todd Haberkorn. Todd Haberkorn's just plain freaking funny, and he's cute, and he's nice, and I like him. And Michael J. Tatum, he's so talented, and he's funny. I watched this one panel, and he was talking about, how he was usually these sophisticated characters, and he does Scar because he's Kyoya and Sebastian. Kyoya from Ouran High School Host Club, and Sebastian from Black Butler, and you guys, if you've watched those, you know they are very suave, sophisticated characters. But guess who else he does? He does Scar from Fullmetal Alchemist. That is, like, here and then there, and then, like, he did that, and I didn't even know. You can't tell. Usually with a voice actor, you can tell that that's them, but honestly, blew my mind a little bit. And then Todd Haberkorn, he just played some of my favorite characters. He played one of the Hitachi brothers from Ouran High School. He plays Death the Kid. He plays Italy in frickin' Hetalia, which is, like, one of my favorite animes ever. So, you know, those two. And then, of course, like, Vic Mignogna. I love him and everything that he does. And then Johnny Youngbosch, personally, I don't think I like him very much, because every panel that I watched, he was kind of lazily answering every question. But his voice is so sexy. But, you know, for me, it has to be that person and their work, not just their work or their voice or whatever. But, you know, what is the largest series in my library? That would be Fruits Basket. I have the complete series. It's 23 volumes, plus the 2 fan books, which are basically like the same, so you only really need one. But, so that's kind of like 25 volumes, and then after that, there's Ouran High School Host Club, and after that, there's Otomen. And those are all up to date. Question 15, what is your favorite genre? And I can't pick one, but if I had to pick one, it would be romance, but if I had to pick 2, it would be yaoi and shoujo. Also slice of life. But those are all very, like, love stories and stuff like that. Sorry, I am a girl, I do love that kind of shit. Question 16. I know you like yaoi. Yeah, you do. What about Yuri? No. No. Basically just like any guy who doesn't want to watch yaoi, I am like a girl that doesn't want to watch Yuri. It just kind of grosses me out, just because, like, I'm okay, obviously, with, like, I don't care if you're a lesbian or a gay guy or transsexual or bisexual. I don't give a shit. I don't give 2 shits. You can do whatever you want. But I don't want to see it. Like, honestly, I don't want to see anybody making out in public. Like, it's just something I'm not into. Okay? I don't want to. And every Yuri that I've kind of watched, like, anything that was, like, kind of Yuri, it was just so cheesy and stupid. Because the girls are always like, oh, I love you so much, senpai. And then they're like, oh, I love you too. And then there's, like, boob touch, and it's like, okay. What? With guys, you always get that kind of manly thing, along with that kind of cutesy guy thing. But with girls, it's just too emotional, honestly. Like, I don't do that kind of thing. You could call me an asshat, and that'll make me smile, and I'll just be like, whatever. I love you. So, I'm not that kind of person to where I want to flirt with you. I will, but I don't want you to do that. Just call me asshat, and I'll be fine. Question 17. Do you have any friends or family that's into anime or manga? Yes, I do. All my friends are very open-minded and kind. And, they will watch anime if I ask them to. Like, guys, I really want you to watch the series, will you? And they'll be like, fine. And, you know, it's kind of like equivalent exchange, lol, Fullmetal Alchemist. But, you know, like, I made my friend Laura, who's going to Umicon with me this weekend. But I made her watch Angel Beats, and she liked it. which is what's playing right now. If you can hear it, I'm not sure if you can. And then I watch My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. So, you know, like we give each other's things chances, and that's what's very cool about all my friends. They're very nice and kind. And for family, I have like 3 cousins out in Texas that are into it, but not like me. I am the otaku prodigy, if that was a thing, but it would be me. Question 18, and I phrase this for better understanding because I don't think this person spoke English. Why don't you like big booby animes? Basically the same reason I don't like Yuri. I don't want to see all that. And personally, with every big booby anime thing that I've ever seen, the boobs are just so big. They're legitimately, they would be out to here. That's not normal. No. Your boob should probably be smaller than your head. Yeah. Big shocker, Japan? Sorry. That, and they look like balloons filled with sand and helium. It's like they're up here and they just kind of move like that. They don't like bounce like a real boob does. I don't know if you've ever seen a real boob, but real boobs that like touch and then it's like jiggle. And that, and they overuse them. It's like, you should make it a secret thing where it's like you get that one little slip and then like, and then it's just like nosebleed. You shouldn't make it like boobs all the time, nosebleed all the time. Yeah. For example, Heaven's Lost Property, every character had giant boobs. Like, that doesn't make boobs special. Boobs are sacred. I just talked about boobs very seriously. But, you know, I can watch ones with big boobs. If it's just solely about the big boobs, I don't want to watch it. But I can watch Blue Exorcist, and I can watch Code Geass, and I don't know what else, but those are the ones that come to mind. Because, you know, they're not the focus there. They are definitely like, hey, look at this, but it's not like all the time. Also, if you have a character like that in an anime, and basically that's all they're there for, I will typically not like that character because they don't have characterization, they just have the body, and it's just like very boring. So that's why. That was kind of a long answer.